Giving all glory, honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule well, teaching us 100% truth. Shalom, salutation to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children. I'm your brother Magun, Shalom. Today's title is, for this video, America is starting to witness its own sedition among men. America is starting to witness its own sedition among men. Forgive me for my voice. This is going to be a quick video. Fair use, fair use. This is not for monetary gain, but for education purpose only. Fair use.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. We're broadcasting from Belém, Brazil, at the UN Climate Summit. President Trump has accused 6 Democratic veterans in Congress of seditious behavior and said their actions are, quote, punishable by death, unquote. In a series of social media posts Thursday, Trump targeted the lawmakers after they released this video urging U.S. military personnel to defy illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
In one post, Trump wrote, quote, "This is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors, lock them up," unquote. He also reposted a message that said, "Hang them, George Washington would," unquote. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut responded to Trump.
The President of the United States just called for members of Congress to be executed. If you are a person of influence in this country, maybe it's time to pick a side. If you are a Republican in Congress, if you are a Republican governor, maybe it's time to draw a line in the sand and say that under no circumstances should the President of the United States be calling on his political opposition to be hanged.
In related news, NBC News has revealed a top military lawyer at U.S. Southern Command raised concerns in August over the legality of U.S. blowing up boats in the Caribbean. A federal judge has declared the deployment of National Guard soldiers to Washington, D.C. illegal, ruling Trump lacks the authority to send troops into the district, quote, for the deterrence of crime, unquote. However, District Judge Giacab postponed enforcing her decision until December 11th to give the Trump administration time to appeal. In Chicago, federal prosecutors have abruptly dropped charges against a woman shot multiple times by a Border Patrol officer as she joined a convoy of vehicles trailing federal agents carrying out immigration raids. Prosecutors dismissed the case without explanation Thursday after defense lawyers presented evidence that the Border Patrol agent had swerved into Martinez's vehicle and later bragged in text messages about shooting her. Meanwhile, officials in Charlotte, North Carolina, say the U.S. Border Patrol has ended operations in North Carolina and will be heading to New Orleans to carry out mass immigration raids in Louisiana and Mississippi as soon as next week. White House border czar Tom Homan has told Fox News more federal immigration agents will soon be heading to New York City. The federal government's reportedly considering using a Coast Guard facility in Staten Island to jail detained people. In related news, the Guardian's
So we see that, so-called white man, Esau Edom, is showing his wrath more and more. He's showing his horns more and more. Because he only has but a short time left in power on this earth before Yahweh returns, along with his angels, crack that sky and deal with this man. Okay. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, the swords in their hands." And they're right. That's because here in America, it's going to be what is known as the Civil War. You know, basically, all these Edomites, you know, they stirring up in their spirit to fight against Jake. And this is what's going to be taking place in America, you know. It says, "For there shall be a sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right? Because this is what we saw on that video. This is the beginning among the sedition among men, where the government will not have any say over the population here in America. It's going to be hand-to-hand combat between neighbors. You know, it's going to be war in neighborhoods. It's going to be so-called white against the blacks here in America. That's what's going to happen. It said, "Have not regard their kings nor princes," meaning no government. The president, the governor, the mayor, nobody going to get on television and calm these people down. You know, it's going to be a war within a war in America. "A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able." Why? Because Trump is going to call for martial law. The martial law is going to take place. All these military people we see in ICE, you know, he's sitting to New York. You see it happening now. It's starting to happen. It's just going to get amplified, you know, in days to come. It's going to get amplified more and more. Boots on the street. You're going to get used to it. Where you won't be able to go out your city. You can't go from Philly to New York, Philly to New Jersey, you know, Philly to the outer suburbs. You won't be able to do it because of martial law. So I'm just stop it right there. But that's just again to show that we're getting closer and closer to Jacob's trouble really starting to kick off. And this man bring out the mark of the beast, MOTB. We know that to be the RFID chip. Slocky. We know that to be the RFID chip. Don't take it. But this is what leading up to. Because America's going to be brought down, or go down in flames. It's going to come in a lake of fire. You know, all this shit, all this fucking wickedness is going to end. You know? Do it, Terry. Wait for it. Because this shit coming to an end. This wicked of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his fucking rulership on this earth. It's coming to an end, man. We almost there. We just gotta hold on to our faith and believe in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Don't take that chip, you know. With that, I'm gonna say Shalom, call hello, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Kadash. Again, that belongs to the apostles, great millstone, who rule well. Hope you was edified. Shalom.